a shadow caught between reality and illusion, hidden behind fortified walls and untouchable secrets for over a decade. Osama bin Laden, the mastermind behind the September 11th attacks that shook the world to its core, had seemingly vanished without a trace. But could a fortress deep within Pakistan keep him hidden forever? The War on Terror had begun, an operation that would lead to one of the most dangerous and intense manhunts in modern history. 40 minutes, one raid, two bullets, an ending. Or was it? Welcome back to Final Station. Today we embark on a gripping journey, uncovering secrets buried for decades as we trace the hunt for the world's most elusive terrorist, Osama bin Laden. Born on March 10, 1957, in Saudi Arabia, Osama bin Laden was raised in luxury. His father, Mohammed bin Awad bin Laden, was a construction tycoon and founder of the renowned Bin Laden Group. Osama studied at King Abdulaziz University in Jeddah and graduated with a degree in civil engineering. But instead of pursuing a career in construction, his life took a radical turn. In the late 1970s, bin Laden joined the resistance against the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. His involvement in the conflict shaped his extremist ideology. He believed in toppling regimes he viewed as enemies of Islam and purging Western influence to establish a strict religious order. In 1988, bin Laden founded al-Qaeda. Under his leadership, it quickly grew into a global terrorist network with one goal: fight Western interference and overthrow Middle Eastern governments aligned with it. Al-Qaeda orchestrated numerous deadly attacks, including the U.S. Embassy bombings in Kenya and Tanzania in August 1998, which killed over 200 people and injured thousands more. Bin Laden wasn't just organizing attacks. He was training operatives, refining ambush tactics, and spreading fear on a global scale. After the 1998 bombings, the U.S. demanded the Taliban hand over bin Laden. The Taliban refused. Then came September 11, 2001, the deadliest terrorist attack in history. 19 hijackers took control of 4 commercial planes. 2 crashed into the Twin Towers in New York. 1 struck the Pentagon. The 4th, thanks to heroic passengers, crashed into a field in Pennsylvania before reaching its target. Nearly 3,000 lives were lost. The world changed forever. Just hours after the attacks, the CIA informed President George W. Bush that bin Laden and al-Qaeda were the primary suspects. The announcement ignited global outrage and launched a worldwide war on terror. According to testimonies from captured associates, bin Laden was present at a training camp near Kandahar, Afghanistan, coordinating the 9/11 attacks. The next day, he moved to the southern city of Khost while his family fled to Pakistan. On October 7, 2001, the United States launched Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. In mere weeks, American forces drove the Taliban out of Kabul, yet bin Laden remained elusive. Capturing or killing him became not just America's top priority, but a global imperative. Nations rallied under the US's lead, sharing intelligence, deploying special forces, and hunting every trace of bin Laden's presence. A multi-layered international dragnet formed, prepared to face any danger to bring the mastermind to justice. After 3 weeks in Khost, bin Laden moved again, this time to Kabul, then quickly to Jalalabad. On November 17, 2001, as U.S. forces closed in, he disappeared into the rugged mountains of Tora Bora in eastern Afghanistan, a place he once used as a stronghold between 1994 and 1996. From November 17 to December 12, 2001, bin Laden reactivated his Tora Bora fortress, protected by mountain caves fortified by al-Qaeda, equipped with supplies and even luxuries rivaling villas hidden within the peaks. But those very tunnels that once offered safety would betray him. On December 9, 2001, the U.S. launched an all-out assault on Tora Bora. Massive bombings followed, culminating in a near 7-ton daisy cutter bomb dropped to destroy the cave network. 2 a near miss at Tora Bora. Despite a devastating strike that hit a critical al-Qaeda stronghold, Osama bin Laden miraculously escaped death. Once again, efforts to eliminate him had hit a wall. U.S. forces continued deploying special ops teams in pursuit, but no solid leads emerged. During this lull, rumors swirled. Pakistani newspapers reported a funeral believed to be bin Laden's, claiming he had died of a lung infection. But the reports were quickly debunked, most likely a disinformation tactic by al-Qaeda to throw off the hunt. The trail went cold. By 2009, the U.S. government publicly admitted it had no concrete information on bin Laden's whereabouts. The investigation dragged on with no end in sight. A game-changing shift. The breakthrough came not by chasing bin Laden directly, but by shifting focus to his couriers. Intelligence efforts zeroed in on identifying and tracking key intermediaries between bin Laden and the rest of the al-Qaeda network. One such figure was Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti, a trusted courier who served as bin Laden's lifeline to the outside world. Since bin Laden's compound had no phones or internet, all communication went through Abu Ahmed. The game changed in September 2010 when U.S. surveillance intercepted a call made by Abu Ahmed. Intelligence teams began piecing together the puzzle, using satellite images, informants, and wiretaps to track his movements. They discovered a mysterious compound in Abbottabad, a city in northern Pakistan. It quickly became the epicenter of the manhunt. The mystery man in the courtyard. According to U.S. officials, whenever Abu Ahmed or other senior al-Qaeda figures needed to make a call, they would drive more than an hour away, insert the phone battery, make the call, and immediately remove it again, all to avoid tracking. This extreme caution helped point U.S. agents to a specific residence. They observed a man frequently walking within the courtyard, but never once stepping outside the compound. His behavior raised red flags. Months of intelligence gathering followed. Surveillance teams monitored every detail, mapping the area, identifying routines, and vetting informants. All clues pointed to one shocking conclusion. Bin Laden might be inside the compound. The house sat on the outskirts of Abbottabad, just 100 kilometers from Islamabad, Pakistan's capital. It was an unusually secure property, surrounded by modest homes of middle-class families and retired military officers. Even more alarming, it was only a few kilometers from Pakistan's top military academy. The estate spanned over 3,000 square meters, worth millions of dollars, and was built like a fortress. Outer walls were 4.5 meters high, topped with barbed wire and surveillance cameras. Two heavy security gates guarded the only entry points. The main three-story building had almost no windows and an inner wall over 2 meters high. There were no phone or internet connections, a clear sign someone inside wanted to stay invisible. Trash wasn't collected, it was burned on site. Nothing went in or out carelessly. Satellite imagery from 2001 showed no such compound, but by 2005, it appeared on Google Earth. It was a fortress hidden in plain sight. A risky, brilliant move, Abbottabad was a bold choice for bin Laden. Its military presence offered unexpected cover. His extreme precautions and fortress-like residence successfully concealed his identity, even from the most powerful intelligence agencies in the world. Despite efforts from the NSA and National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, it would take nearly a decade to locate him. It was, in hindsight, his most daring deception, and it worked. Until now. Operation Neptune Spear begins. With their target finally identified, the U.S. began meticulous planning. Using drone surveillance, analysts built a detailed 4D model of the Abbottabad compound. This helped Navy SEALs train for every possible scenario inside a full-scale replica of the compound. The mission was dubbed Operation Neptune Spear, named after the trident on the Navy SEALs insignia. In March 2011, President Barack Obama held a series of meetings with national security advisors. They considered several options: bombing the compound using B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, drone strikes, a ground raid with possible Pakistani support. Each option carried risks, civilian casualties, limited intelligence value, or potential leaks. Ultimately, they chose the most daring option: a Navy SEAL raid. On March 22, 2011, SEAL Team 6, the Navy's most elite special operations unit, began training. The entire mission remained top secret. Operatives didn't even know the identity of their target at first. A full-scale replica of the compound was built at Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan for rehearsals. Over the next month, 24 SEALs ran intense drills to perfect their assault. On April 29th, President Obama gave the final go-ahead, but the operation was postponed one day due to bad weather. To maintain total secrecy, even Pakistan wasn't informed. The raid, a decade in the making, would now unfold. And on May 1st, 2011, it began. The final operation, after months of intense preparation and surveillance. The mission to capture or kill Osama bin Laden was officially launched. Using intelligence data and satellite imagery, U.S. analysts had determined the approximate height and gait of a man regularly seen inside the three-story compound in Abbottabad. While no clear facial images were available, the evidence was strong enough to confirm the target was Osama bin Laden. With favorable weather, moonlight and a temperature of about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius, President Barack Obama approved the mission, which was overseen by CIA Director Leon Panetta. 24 Navy SEALs from the U.S. Naval Special Warfare Development Group, known as SEAL Team 6, were assigned the mission. In total, 79 U.S. personnel participated, including support troops and a military dog. The team flew in on two modified Black Hawk helicopters, piloted by the elite 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, also known as the Night Stalkers. Two backup Chinook helicopters were stationed nearby. To avoid detection by Pakistani radar, the Black Hawks flew low, hugging the mountainous terrain in near total darkness. Around 1 a.m. local time, the SEALs landed at the compound. One helicopter lost lift and landed after hitting a wall, forcing a hard landing. The SEALs quickly adapted, breached the walls with explosives, and stormed the building. The firefight began at the guest house and second floor, where courier Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti and his wife were killed. On the upper floors, the SEALs engaged more resistance before coming face-to-face with bin Laden himself. Osama bin Laden was shot and killed within seconds during the confrontation. Although he had weapons nearby, an AK-47 and a Makarov pistol, he was unarmed at the time. Two bullets, one to the chest, one to the head, ended the life of the world's most wanted terrorist. Besides bin Laden, 3 men and 1 woman were killed. His adult son Khalid, courier Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti's brother, and his wife. Bin Laden's 5th wife, Amal Ahmed Abdul Fattah, was shot in the leg while trying to protect him. His 12-year-old daughter witnessed the killing. After securing the compound, the SEALs left surviving residents, including 3 wives, several children, and other family members, to the Pakistani authorities. The entire mission lasted 40 minutes. The nearly decade-long hunt for the mastermind of 9/11 had come to an end. Aftermath: the body and burial at bin Laden's body was flown by helicopter from Pakistan to Afghanistan for DNA confirmation. Forensic experts matched his DNA to that of several bin Laden family members, confirming his identity. Biometric facial recognition also verified the kill. To comply with Islamic tradition, which requires burial within 24 hours, the U.S. opted for a burial at sea. After completing forensic procedures, the body was transported by helicopter to the USS Carl Vinson, a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier in the Arabian Sea. His body, wrapped in a white sheet and weighed down, was placed in a bag and lowered into the ocean in a solemn Islamic burial ceremony about 12 hours after his death. The sea burial sparked global controversy. Some Islamic scholars found the method acceptable, others found it puzzling, arguing the U.S. could have turned bin Laden's body over to relatives for a land burial. The U.S. government cited 2 reasons. 1, to prevent his grave from becoming a terrorist shrine. 2, no country was willing to accept his remains on short notice. Reactions and consequences. In his official address on May 1st, 2011, President Obama confirmed the successful operation. Tonight, at my direction, the United States launched a targeted operation against that compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. A small team of Americans carried out the operation with extraordinary courage and capability. No Americans were harmed. They took care to avoid civilian casualties. After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body. The impact on al-Qaeda was significant. Although bin Laden had become more of a symbolic leader, his death was a severe blow to the group's morale and structure. Other leaders, such as his successor Ayman al-Zawahiri and radical cleric Anwar al-Awlaki, remained dangerous threats. Still, the operation boosted American morale and reassured U.S. allies. Doubts about Pakistan's role. The fact that bin Laden was living just kilometers from a prestigious Pakistani military academy raised serious concerns. Could elements within the Pakistani government or military have been protecting him? White House counterterrorism advisor John Brennan hinted at the possibility that bin Laden had inside support in Pakistan. In response, Pakistan's President Asif Ali Zardari denied all allegations, stating that Pakistan was also a victim of terrorism and had worked hard to combat al-Qaeda. A new chapter begins. Despite the success of the mission, U.S. officials warned of potential retaliatory attacks from al-Qaeda cells still at large. Bin Laden's death was not just retribution for the nearly 3,000 victims of 9/11, but a symbol of America's resolve. It also marked the beginning of a new chapter in the fight against terrorism, one still filled with challenges, threats, and uncertainty.